Well, hello there. After a week off last week, the weekly weight loss vlogs are back. Was I meant to have a week off last week? No. Or a week off from the weekly weight loss vlogs last week? No, I didn't have a week off. Nope, I wasn't. I was meant to do a weekly weight loss vlog, but I'm going to lay it on the line. I don't feel like it's that big a deal to lay it on the line. I'm just going to be honest. Why did I not do a weekly weight loss vlog last week? I couldn't be bothered. I couldn't be arsed, if I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I'd planned to have Monday off last week because my missus was away for the weekend. And we both said, let's take Monday off. She booked annual leave from work. Let's have a Monday off. And as we were driving home from the airport, she'd been to Belfast for the weekend with some friends. As we were driving home from the airport on Sunday night actually, it was about 10 o'clock at night, Rachel said, should we just have a complete day off tomorrow? Like, treat it like an annual leave day. So no tracking, we're not going to go to the gym, we're not bothered about doing steps. We're just going to have a complete, zone out and then back to it from Tuesday. I went, yes, let's do that. That sounds amazing. So I had planned to have a day off on Monday, but I was still going to do a little bit of work in between, and I just didn't. And then when it came to Tuesday, I had a live in the morning, a live at night time, plus a weight loss coaching live for my community, plus admin to catch up on, and something I had to give. And what gave was the weekly weight loss vlog. That's it. It's not that deep. I just didn't do one. But we're back now. For how long? I have no idea. Honestly, I always want to present myself as a bit of a role model for weight loss. Of course, I'm a weight loss coach, and whether you work with me one-to-one or you just follow my social medias, I want to see like I'm what's the word? Yeah, role model, as it were. I'm an inspiration to try and motivate you guys to keep going with your journey. But I am human. And just like many of us at the moment, I am holding on, not for dear life, right? I'm not going to go that deep, right? But yeah, like many of us, I'm holding on just, I can't wait for Christmas to come now. And my motivation for doing anything at the moment is, I'd say 10% down from what it normally is. So I'm still ticking the boxes. I'm still tracking my calories. I'm still getting me steps in. I'm still getting to the gym, and I'm still doing content, and I'm still doing work. But I really dial things down in December. Couple of reasons for that. I don't get a full week off all year. Trust me, I'm not trying to do like the old violins. I'm really, really not. I love my job, and if I didn't do my job, I wouldn't be able to do what I do on a day-to-day basis, and ultimately, I love my life that I have. But my clients check in every other week, but I have one set of clients that check in 1 week and one set of clients that check in the other week. And whether I'm in this country or I'm on holiday, I've done check-ins this year in Spain, in Egypt, in Mexico. I've done them all over the place because when it's Friday and it's check-in day, I'm doing check-ins. The only 2 full weeks off of the year I actually get is Christmas week and New Year week. Those are the only 2 full weeks. I say of the year, I suppose the first week is this year and the second week is kind of 2026. But those are the only, where I don't need to do anything. In December, I'm kind of ready for that absolute 100% switch off. Don't get me wrong, when I normally go on holiday, I'm kind of 85% switched off. But I still need to do those check-ins, and that's one of the most important parts of being an online coach. Anyway, I'm waffling now. I'm just slipping into holiday mode, but I will hold on. I promise you, or I'll make a promise to you now. I am going to hold on, but I am winding down the content a little bit, ready for that full 2 weeks off, and then January 26th, we're off like Superman because it is manic. So we'll be back full swing then. So how many more weekly weight loss vlogs am I going to do? I'm going to do this week. I'm going to do next week, and I might do the week after. So I might do 2 more after this, right? And then Christmas week, I'm still going to be on track up to the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, but I'm finishing on the 19th of December. I'm done for 2 weeks. That's it. I'm off. So 2 more weekly weight loss vlogs. Right, we're nearly 5 minutes in, Neil, and we've not talked about anything weight loss related. Am I going to try and condense 2 weeks into one for this one? No. basically, I'll give you a summary of the week before. I did really good Monday to Friday with my calories. I went out and got a bit drunk on the Saturday while Rachel was in Belfast. Had a bit of hangover day on the Sunday. I tracked, I stayed accountable, and I think I tracked pretty damn accurately. And I ended up 1,800 calories over that week. I did jump on the scales and do a little check-in that week, and I'd lost 0.4 of a pound. So I lost 0.4 of a pound on the Friday, maybe the Saturday, might be the Saturday I weighed. And then I went out and got a little bit drunk on the Saturday, a bit of a hangover day on the Sunday, and I ended up 1,800 calories over my ideal deficit. Monday was oh no, that's this week. Right, so that was last week. Or the week, my steps were good, my movement was as it is normally. Right, there you go. That's it. Just did that each week, Neil. Weekly weight loss vlog done and dusted in like 30 seconds. This week, do you know what I'm going to talk about first this week? Check-in. So I've just said there, I did a check-in and I was 0.4 pounds down. No, I'm not. Yeah, I am. I don't know which order to do this in. Right, so I did a check-in a week last Saturday and I was 0.4 pounds down. This Saturday, I also jumped on the scales and I didn't want to. The scales were talking to me, just like they'll talk to you sometimes, and you know you shouldn't be weighing yourself, and you're just like, no, I'm going to get on the scales. It's a little bit of an addiction. It's a little bit of an obsession. I've conquered mine but it still rears its head every now and then. Again, I'm never going to claim to be perfect. And over the last couple of weeks, although I've been tracking and I feel like I've been doing kind of the best I can, I feel like certain things haven't been great. So has my accuracy for tracking been good? I think it has, but what has slipped is my nutrition a little bit. Also, I don't feel like I've been giving it my all in terms of movement, effort-wise. And last Monday, I had a day off, didn't track a single calorie. So last week, I worked to a 6-day week rather than a 7-day week. How do you do that? We have to accept that it's all right every now and then not to track a calorie, right? Or to have a day off from tracking. If you can't allow yourself to do that, then you've got a bit of an obsession, a bit of an unhealthy relationship with tracking calories. Now, obviously, we don't want to do that too often, but every now and then it's all right to go, I'm not going to track. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, few days in between, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Not going to track calories, right? Week to Tenerife, not going to track calories. The odd day here and there in this country, I'm just going to have a day off from tracking calories. I had to fight it a little bit last Monday, but I did it. And how I worked with that was, I just went, just write Monday off, and the week's going to start on Tuesday. I have a 2,600 calorie a day average. So instead of sticking to 18,200 calories over 7 days, I simply stuck to 15,600 calories over 6 days. Same principles, bank calories, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, took those bank calories into the weekend and just tried to stick to them. And then whatever I went over my daily average on Monday would just have reduced my deficit a little bit. That's it. That's exactly how I did it. I actually know how many calories I ate on Monday, and I'll tell you why shortly. But first of all, I'm going to get into this check-in. So I jumped on the scales on Saturday, and I did it on purpose to punish myself. And again, it's the wrong reason to do it. It's a bad relationship. And every now and then that does still rear its ugly head with me. Once a year, twice a year, maybe. I can't remember doing that this year. But why I actually did it on Saturday was I felt a bit bloated. I felt like things have maybe slipped a couple of weeks, and I thought to myself, I'm going to be 6 or 7 pounds heavier if I get on these scales. And by seeing that, it would kick my bottom into nailing the last 3 weeks of the year before we have a Christmas break. That was my mindset behind it. And, you know, there was no reason. The data didn't tell me I needed to do that. I've tracked my calories other than Monday, but I roughly knew what I ate on Monday just because I just know because I've done it for that long. And although I was in a smaller deficit last week or the week before, I was still in a deficit. I was still in a deficit last week as well, up to jumping on the scales. maybe carrying a bit of extra food, water weight, but I felt like I'd actually done all right with my hydration. So it was just an irrational thought process. And I ended up jumping on the scales and I'd lost half a pound. Let me put my progress sheet up for you. So I'll show you. I'd lost 0.4 of a pound on the 22nd, and I actually felt like I'd nailed those couple of weeks, and I'd lost 0.4 of a pound. And a week later, and I feel like I've had a booze up on the Saturday, a hangover day on the Sunday, didn't track a single calorie Monday, got back to things just Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday because I weighed Saturday, and bang, another half a pound off. So, and I was mad at myself for doubting myself. But, like I say, I'm not perfect. Anyway, that is my check-in sheet. I'm not going near the scales now till the 19th. That's my last weigh of the year. I'm not going near them now. I'm done. I'm done with them. So my official check-in should have been this week coming up, which is like the 5th. And then, but I've got on a week earlier, so I'm not going to go near the scales now. I'm just leaving them alone. I've pushed them right under my bathroom cabinet, and they're going to come out on the 19th of December, and then that's it for the year. So we're done. Right, let's get some calories up. So, yeah, let me have I know I'm waffling on a bit here. This might be a bit of a long one. I'm not. I'm going to try and get my head down now and get through. Let's get me calories up. Where are we at calorie-wise? Here we go. Right, I need to write down where we're at calorie-wise when I'm going to put the thing up. Anyway, yes, there we go. So I didn't track a single calorie Monday. How many calories did I have on Monday? 4,100. How do I know that? Because I just know. I know what I ate. I didn't eat stupid amounts of food. I did eat some quite calorie-dense foods. So I basically went out for breakfast to a nice cafe and I had breakfast and a hot chocolate. We put up all the Christmas decorations in the house and had a few sort of quality streets while doing that. And then we had a frozen pizza for tea and I ate 3 M&S cookies. Yeah, I had 4,100 calories. I could have put it in, but again, you've got to understand it's all right to have a day off and not see that data every now and then. This is the 1st of December. That means we are 334 days into 2025. I've not tracked calories for 42 days. And that's basically when I've been on holiday. So I've had 42 days off out of 334 days. That might sound a lot. And to some people, it might be depending on where you are at with your journey. But for me, that works out as 12.5% of the year. So far, 12.5% of the year, I've not tracked calories, which means 87.5% of the year I have. And that is why my progress sheet that's just been up says I'm 40 pounds down, because I have done what I needed to do more often than not. There we go. So calories, yeah, I just worked to a 4-day average, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Banking calories for the weekend actually was pretty low and pretty decent with banking calories. Banked a couple of thousand going into the weekend. I had 3,600 Saturday, 3,100 Sunday. Rachel was really trying to rein it in this weekend, which really helps me rein it in because you can enable each other in a relationship, but you can also support each other as well. So I actually ended up 506 calories under that 15,600 that I was trying to stick to. If I do look at the data and I ate 4,100 calories on Monday, that is 1,500 over. So I'm actually 1,000 calories over my ideal deficit for last week. It's still a calorie deficit. It's all good. Right, let's get movement in. Steps. Steps were the best last week. Yeah, Monday, like I say, we didn't really care about steps. I did over 10,000 actually, but didn't really care about steps. Tuesday, Rachel was off. We did go to the gym. I mean, the steps were good on Tuesday, 11,000. Peaked on Wednesday. It's like a proper little pyramid, isn't it? Huh? And then again, Thursday's pretty much mimicked Tuesday, and Friday's pretty much mimicked Monday. And then Saturday's what's not allowed me to hit that 11,000 marker. Yeah, I had a bit of a lazy Saturday and I had a bit of a lazy Sunday, to be honest with you. yesterday we did do a 50-minute beach walk, and then we did do another dog walk just for 10-15 minutes afterwards. So, but other than that, I sat my bottom on the sofa and it was flipping lovely. It was absolutely lovely. Right, exercise. Again, did I go to gym? I just did Wednesday, Thursday, Friday weights and cross trainer just on Friday. Tuesday I did go to the gym, but I didn't do any weights. I just hit my spin class. And Saturday again with spin. So that's my movement really. Really, really simple, straightforward. I have raced through that. Anyway, average 10,761 steps. Did a bit in the gym Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday was actually the only day last week in terms of hitting the gym where I felt like I trained properly. And then obviously the old spin class. And you know what's annoying? I keep saying about the effort level has always been moderate recently. Last week I didn't do a weekly weight loss vlog and I spun twice. And it was effort level on for both classes. Anyway, it is what it is. There we go. Right, let's get on to some food. And I am gonna try a whip through the old food thing. Again, lack of motivation. I feel like I've been rubbish for about 6-8 weeks. You know, normally I take a picture of every single thing I eat and then I can have a proper route through and pick up, and I'm just not doing it at the moment. But I've still got some good foods. Number 5, we're going to go for this, kind of like a healthier breakfast, as I call it. 2 pieces of protein sourdough toast from Aldi. You've got 3 scrambled eggs, half a tin of beans, an F-ton of mushrooms, because they're just an amazing low-calorie food to bulk volume out. 2 bacon medallions, 1 lean pork sausage from Aldi. 847 calories, still quite calorific because you've got so many different elements on there. But 75 grams of protein and 17 grams of fiber. That just ticks so many nutritional boxes. It is untrue. There you go. That's number 1. I told you I'm gonna try and stick to a minute for each food thing. Right, let's do number 2. And I'm going to go for this, my steak ragu lasagna. We had this last night, actually. It is a recipe. I think I might have done it actually with mince, though. But just instead of using mince, you use like lean steak. Rachel, my wife's not a fan of mince. So I basically make the base of what is a beef stew. So I use celery, onion, carrot, lean stewing steak in there, cook it like you would a beef stew in the oven, and then drain the gravy off and just add some tin chopped tomatoes and some tomato puree. And then made it into a lasagna. 601 calories that lasagna, 55 grams of protein, 1.4 grams of fiber, and then I did have 2 slices of garlic bread with it. If you want to make that lasagna, but not with ragu, I actually put the recipe, the beef steak ragu, on my social media yesterday, but there is a lasagna recipe on my YouTube channel, so go and check it out if you want to make it. Right, number 3, I'm going to go with protein pancakes. Not had them for ages. This was like brunch lunch on Saturday. 2 protein pancakes, Greek yogurt, vanilla protein powder, chia seeds in there, strawberries, cherries, a little bit of honey, a little bit of peanut butter. 546 calories because that was like lunch and that was breakfast and lunch mixed together. Absolutely delicious. I have like 3 go-tos really for breakfast is a yogurt bowl, protein porridge and that. And I go through phases. I have that quite a bit in summer, protein porridge more in winter. And the yogurt bowls have just been a regular all year really. But absolutely banging. Your food should always taste good. That actually looks good and tastes good, which can't be said for number 2. It looks like a dog's dinner, but trust me, it was really, really good. The viral doner kebab, basically, people have been making it loads, left, right, and centre. And it's 2 pieces of parchment paper. You kind of make mince, you flavour your mince up, put it between 2 pieces of parchment paper, roll it out, fold it up, and then air fry it, and it makes doner meat. That is my festive version. I've done a video of it on my social media. That's pretty much everything that's in it, so you can pause that if you want to and write it down. But like I say, I've done a video on my social media. So I made like turkey doner meat. I used lean pork sausage, bacon medallion, put some sprouts there. I had a leftover couple of roast potatoes from Monday night. We had a roast chicken dinner. absolutely amazing. I'm actually going to, when the hype's died down, I'm going to make the viral doner kebab. Do a proper recipe video for YouTube. Might do that next week because it is an absolute belter. But that is my festive version. And it was so delicious, but I couldn't take a nice picture of it. There was just no way of doing it. And then the last thing, kebab after kebab. I'd made that viral doner kebab in 3 or 4 different ways last week. And I said to Rach, I want a proper kebab. Because it's a good kebab. Trust me, it's a great compromise. Low calorie, high protein, taste the part. Does it beat an actual kebab? No, and that's from Armet's in Lytham. If you know, you know. It's one of the best kebab shops on the Fylde Coast. Probably one of the best kebab shops ever. They are so, so good. And I just wanted to show that's how I tracked it. 300 grams of the grill house doner meat from Aldi. It's just chicken shish, you know, just like a chicken breast skewer. A bit of bread, chili sauce. I put a little bit of the Dutch chip style sauce on top. And I used a house salad thing from Aldi to track it. There you go. 1,050 calories. And it was absolutely unbelievably good. What's the main difference between that and like making it yourself? It's got a bit of fat in it. It's got a bit of fat in it. And to be fair, the grill house doner meat from Iceland is superb, but that has a bit of fat in it as well. So that's why I sort of used it. 300 grams of that, 150 grams of chicken. And what I did is I weighed the kebab. The kebab weighed like a newborn baby. It was like, I don't know, 600-700 grams. So when I put the ingredients together, I make it sort of, doner's the biggest one, pita of bread, chicken, you know, put some salad in there, put some sauce in there, and just sort of make sure that the weights add up. And they did. There you go. That was my eating for the week. I think I got through that pretty damn quickly. Right. What's going on this week? Well, it doesn't really matter what's going on this week. I've talked about this recently. My plan now has changed slightly for the rest of the year. Got 3 full weeks left, which I'm going to track all 3. But rather than, you know, trying to hit my ideal deficit one week, having a bit of freedom the other week because we've got a bit of social stuff going on, because life is quite reactive this time of year. All I'm saying to myself is track, be accountable, be as accurate as you can, and try and be in a calorie deficit each week. That's it. Don't care if I'm in a 4,000 calorie deficit or I'm in a 2,000 calorie deficit. I don't mind. What I class as a calorie deficit is 1,000 calories or more below my maintenance, right? So technically, if your maintenance is 14,000 calories a week and you have 13,009, yes, you're in a calorie deficit, right? But I want to be 1,000 calories. If I'm like 500 under my maintenance, I'm in a maintenance, right? So 1,000 calories or more under my ideal deficit. So that's my target for the next 3 weeks. Like I say, some weeks I'll smash my ideal deficit, which actually puts me about 6,000 calories under maintenance. Might do that 1 week. 1 week I might be 2,000 under. 1 week I might be 4,000. I'm not putting any pressure on myself. Taking the pressure off yourself will actually make it easier to be consistent because you won't beat yourself up if things don't quite go to plan, but you're still going to stay on track. Weight loss wise, my goal is to weigh the same on the 19th as I do now. Could not give 2 hoots. Technically, if I'm in a calorie deficit for the next 3 weeks, yeah, I should lose each week. Even if it's 1,000 calories each time, I should be a pound lighter really on the 19th, but I'm generally not bothered. I would like to be the same. I've just creeped into that minus 40 pound marker, and I don't want that to be. I'd like to be minus 40 at Christmas, and that's my target. And I don't think there's any reason why. We've not really got anything major on over the next few weeks. In fact, my next big kind of social calendar thing is after our weigh, the 20th and the 21st. So, yeah, we should be good. Anyway, I'll let you know because I'm going to do one next week. I'm going to do one the week after. But when I do weigh, yeah, I won't be doing one after that. So you're just going to have to kind of take my word for it. Weekly weight loss vlogs will be back though in the new year. And maybe the first weekly weight loss vlog back of 2026, I'll include my final check. Well, I'll include my final check-in of 2025, and I'll include my post-Christmas weight. So we'll have a natter about that as well and see how much I've gained over Christmas. Right, that's me, I'm out. It's good to be back. That's it. Until I see you next time. boss your weight loss.